money still chasing the mill. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field. Got money still chasing the mill. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field.
What's up, y'all? It's Erin Boogie, aka Petty White. I'm here with Rapz.
Yo, what's going on, people? You know what it is. Another Monday night, another 10 p.m. All right. I know you missed us last week, but we back like vertebrae. You hear me?
Not like vertebrae.
Come on. We missed a lot. Some stuff I might not care to circle back to, but there is some other stuff that's brewing. We had some drops last week. I feel like we might as well start there. Matter of fact, how you doing? Because you sounding a little under the weather right now.
Yo, I feel like I got hit by a bus.
All right, what type of the short bus or
A long bus, and it backed over me.
Sheesh. All right, what's going on? It ain't nothing that I'm about to contract via microphone right now, right?
I hope not.
All right, man. Dang. So what you just spent your weekend indoors?
Yo, I spent my.
I know you were supposed to pop out with me, but once you was like, yo, I'm not feeling well, I was like, oh man.
Yo, let me tell you, I was like determined to make it out. I took like a 4-hour nap. Like I was like taking medicine. I was determined, and I got up to take a shower to get ready. I made it to the top of the stairs, and I was out of breath, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take NyQuil and go to bed.
Yeah, it's a wrap for this. Man. I had a nice little weekend, man. Friday night I was DJing over at Midnight Ferry, man. Shout out to all my peoples that popped out. Shout out to my guy Loso, Libe, all of them. Sheesh, man. Saturday I stepped out. Saturday I had a couple different places to be, and I had to be my most mature self and put a timeline to my evening. Right, so it was one of my people's birthday dinners. So we went out to this fire little spot out there in White Plains called Gigante. I ain't never been there before. I was, when you dress nice, but then you still get to the spot and you be like, oh, I'm still underdressed.
Yeah.
Like my outfit's nice, but I don't know if my outfit is for this spot we in. But it is what it is, man. The type of spot where they ask you politely to remove your hat.
Oh, that type of place.
Yeah, you're scaring our patrons. Now I'm playing. But no, it was a dope spot. It was lit, man. I really liked it. And then I had to take it back to Middletown for my man Will Power. Shout out to Will Power, man. He had the album release party for 4 Letters. It was also his birthday as well. So big shout out to my man Will Power, man.
Big shout out to him.
Big facts, man. And then Sunday was straight recoup day. So you know how that goes. Back to it, man. But like I said, we did have some music drop. Did you at least, I know you was indoors, did you get a chance to check out this Mobb Deep project, this Via project, anything?
I listened to one Mobb Deep song, and I went back to sleep. Like, I was barely even awake this weekend. I listened to the song with Nas and Georgia Smith because I'm a huge Georgia Smith fan. And I
figured that would have been what you ran to.
Yeah, and that was it.
Listen, man, I really rocked with the project. Obviously, it was gonna sound dated to some extent because we no longer have Prodigy with us. But for a posthumous album, it was dope, man. I don't think that it was under the bar. I think without us getting a Mobb Deep project for so long, maybe we didn't know where the bar was. But I'd say
the reaction on social media was good.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of mixed reviews, and I mean, understandably so, because my feelings are kind of mixed about it. Great production. Havoc stepped it up. I feel like maybe the production probably may have carried a lot of the project, but going through it, I went through the whole project twice, and there wasn't really anything that made me feel like, yo, I gotta run back to this joint, or like, this one's by far my favorite. The first couple songs off of it, I'd say like the first 3-4 songs were dope. Then things just got, I don't know. There was, the Diddy song where they sing the D, the I, the D, the D. They flipped that and was spelling Mobb Deep, and I was just like, nah, read the room. Read the room. But there was a joint towards the end of the album where, it kind of give you a little bit of chills because he's talking about like, yo, Big Pun, shout out this one, shout out that one, yo, we gonna live forever. And
Oh man.
You know, he's shouting out artists alive and people that have passed, but it's like the foresight of Prodigy, you know what I mean? If y'all might gotta go deep dive, read his book, all of that, you know what I mean, to the listeners. But you know, he's one of them dudes that was like ahead of it in that sense, you know what I mean? Just yeah. But you know, it was an all right project, man. I'm not gonna say it's been my favorites for this year. But a job well done by Mass Appeal, by Nas. Next up, I guess, is the Big L project from Mass Appeal. Big L dropping on Halloween. I think maybe we not rolling out enough. Like I like you know, we had like 2 singles to the Mobb Deep joint and like a makeshift video. But right now, what do we got? 2 weeks away from a Big L project, 2.5 weeks away from a Big L project, and we have no single. We don't know who's on it. That might be in the lore thing. I don't know. Who would you like to?
Now they're saying we're getting a Nas premiere project before the end of the year,
which is dope because I feel like that's how you got to end off the crazy 2025 run. I was about to ask you though, who would you like to see on the Big L project?
I don't know. This whole Big L project is still kind of bugs me out because he had such a short career and we had so much music from him that I'm still not really sure what we're getting, that I'm a little skeptical that I want this Big L project.
I think Big L, the caliber of MC that he was, even if this project sounds dated, which it has really no other option but to be, aside from production.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to this because I do know where the bar is for Big L. I think as far as anybody that I would like to see, it would be dope to see anybody from Children of the Corn, Cam, maybe a Mace joint. But I'm gonna be real. I think the 8-minute freestyle, which is obviously a longer than 8 minutes, but the Big L and the Jay-Z freestyle is so monumental. Maybe it's a big reach, but I feel like it's only right to have Hov on the project.
Do you think that's something we'll see though? Or is that a big reach?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a big reach, but it's just like, yo, it's Big L. Like your most memorable, like, yo, we know the songs, the albums, you know what I mean? But the most monumental thing where like kids nowadays could run back and hear Big L and be like, nah, he was going crazy, is that Jay-Z freestyle. For sure. So, you know, I'd love to see them, you know, on the same track for maybe one last time, but I guess only time will tell.
Yeah, and this is why I don't necessarily appreciate posthumous albums either, because, and I think I've said this before on the show, is that a lot of this stuff comes from material that was probably never meant to see the light of day, right? Because the artist isn't here to say, man, this is what I would like to put out.
Yeah.
So that's where, especially because, like I said, his career was cut short and there was so little material to work with, that this one I'm a little bit skeptical about. Mass Appeal has done a good job so far with what they've done, so we'll see. But I'm a little bit nervous for the Big L project.
Okay, I could understand that. Bia dropped this past weekend. Did you get a chance to listen to this Bia? Anything off of there?
Nope.
Okay. It was an all right project. I kind of like more so skimmed through it, obviously, with the whole Cardi B scenario going on right now. Like, I'm trying to listen for where we throwing the shots, where the digs at. But like, it's quality music. And
listen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna go run it back again a second time. But there were joints on there that definitely stood out to me. Joints that was smokers. You know, especially like, you know, like to the female listeners that are into, you know, female rap, definitely go check that out. 100%. Yeah, a couple little shots, you know what I mean? And you know, I feel like possibly the Cardi B diss kind of drew more attention to her album dropping, because I feel like maybe this could have possibly gone somewhat unnoticed otherwise.
Yeah, they've been asking her about it. I've seen the social media clips.
Yeah,
whether she's gonna throw a shot back or not, and she's kind of she, from what I understand, that because you listened to it, I didn't. She didn't throw any shots on the project, but she said that she could kind of take a shot anytime that she wants. So she didn't really want her project to be about the Cardi B beef, and that she feels if she's gonna fire back, it could be at any time, not necessarily surrounding the project.
I wonder sometimes if that stuff like that be pride, because like, yeah, you can take a shot at Cardi B at any time, but it's like, I think it's almost like I'ma gotta be careful of what you might say to me, almost in an 8 Mile sense, to where like, if I start dissing you on this album and my album does well, your retort could be, your album only did well because you was talking about me on it.
But at the same time, throwing a shot at a artist at a caliber that Cardi B is, when you're Bia, could help you.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So I felt like maybe it was a little catch-22 in her mind, and she was like, "Yo, let me not," but I'll get at her in my own way, on my own time. Sheesh. I'm trying to think. We are also getting a De La Soul album. They just announced that today, called Cabin in the Sky. I don't know how I feel about it. De La Soul's a little bit before me, though I am familiar with some music. But yeah, that kind of almost wanted to just lead me to ask you, like, yo, what's a group, deceased or not, that you're just like, yo, I need one more project from them?
One more project from them?
Yeah.
Wu-Tang just dropped. That's the group that I love.
Yes.
And they really just kind of did a project with Mathematics. So I'm kind of.
But if you could just look back and think of like, yo, a group from back in the day, even, that's just like, you ain't heard them in a minute, but like, yo, I need y'all together on something. For a personal favorite, I might say Terror Squad. But
really?
And I know this ain't a group because obviously they had the locks, but I felt like we missed out on getting a Jada and Styles P collab project where we really got that like we gonna make it type of vibe, where it's like I need those back and forths like we used to get. Like a project of that, I think would just go crazy.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe if Dipset could put their beef aside and reunite on some music.
They reunited before though, and it was a little less than stellar.
Yeah, I could see that, but still.
Oh no, man! It's just sheesh. So yeah, I'll be down to see Dipset. I don't know, like I would even think like maybe G Unit, but like I think we just holding on at this point to like what was cool.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? You bring this collective back together and you're like, yeah, I'm good.
And that's why I don't tend to reminisce. I tend to move forward because they give us that stuff and then we're kind of like, did we need this?
Oh, that's a fact. Yo, Erin is over here propped up, right? Like what's that? Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yo, seriously.
Oh man. But yeah, we was just talking about hip hop and we were talking about groups. I don't want to stray too far away, but we got the announcement of Cash Money versus No Limit on October 25th. Now, they're bringing the Verzuz back. I don't know if this is the groups to be bringing Verzuz back. I know this is hot in the South. These are OGs in the South. Much respect. You know what I mean? And even on the global, you know, the hip hop, where, you know, the things they did with the independence and whatnot. But yeah, do you think that these were the groups to bring it back with, or the opponents?
I'm saying, like,
they're also not giving us much time. Like we get like 3 weeks heads up that like, oh, yo, this is about to go down. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Verzuz is on life support. I don't know why they're bringing it back. It was a COVID era thing and it worked when everybody was at home. I don't feel like it necessarily needs to be a thing anymore.
I think it could be a thing when, like, how the Dipset and the D Block joint went, because they sold tickets. Like, people were in the building for that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the only way to like truly do it. Or maybe this might be the beginning of something, like they, like how you said, like they're on life support. Maybe they might be pivoting, and this might be something where they need to, take this on the road.
That's what I was gonna say. It needs to turn into like a tour or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it could be like, I don't know, Cash Money versus No Limit. I mean, I don't know, what does No Limit have versus Cash Money? Like, all they got to do is drop, back that up and it's over.
Okay.
But
So then,
like you said, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting that they had announced the verses after, because when was the Dipset one? The Dipset verse
years ago.
So it's been that long that they took a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was kind of interesting to me.
These groups, the only thing that I'm kind of questioning is like, both of these groups have had so many problems with reuniting and getting back, and all members being on the same page, and people dropping off tours, and No Limit, people feel how they feel about Master P and whatnot. Do you think that all members could come together on this one night to give the people the best show that they can?
I always feel like when they all come together, it's for the bag, right? So it depends on who needs the bag and how much the bag is.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Hey, shout out to them, man. And I know, wishing the best to all, but I know some of them did turn to drugs. So listen, they might be into a different type of bag. You know what I mean? Have you been watching anything recently?
On TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching the back of my eyelids.
Oh man. Oh man, I was really wanted to ask you if you watched this Ed Gein thing on Netflix.
Yo, I did watch that because when I was away, I did Halloween Horror Nights at Universal.
Mm-hmm.
So we were watching like Terrifier and all that to like get ready for that. But
y'all were setting the mood.
I did watch the Ed Gein thing on Netflix as part of that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't want to get too deep into it because I haven't finished. I'll be trying not to watch it at night because I'm like, I'm not going to give it the proper attention. But I just feel like even during the daytime, and it's not to say that like this is putting me to sleep, but it's like I have a very difficult time getting through an episode.
Can I just tell you that the jump scares at the haunted houses at Universal were less terrible than that show?
Okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about thinking that they may not be able to get through it in entirety.
It was, and I'm not squeamish. I can watch. Terrifier to me is kind of humorous, and I know that's a very gory movie. But that show, I don't know what it was. It was just, and the story of Ed Gein is not actually as bad as I think that they're making it out to be. Like, are you familiar with his actual story?
I don't, but I know that so many things were inspired basically off of him.
Yeah, Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All those stories were inspired by him.
Is he still alive?
Ed Gein, no.
Okay.
But he was a schizophrenic. Like, they declared him insane. He actually wasn't a serial killer.
Okay.
I don't think that came across in the show. He only killed 2 people, and the show made it seem like it was a lot more, which I know that's still bad. Like, I don't want to say like he only killed 2 people.
Only, yeah, word.
Minimize that, but he wasn't a serial killer by any means. He was a grave robber, and like that was mostly, but he more or less had like the fetish was like more surrounding like his mom, because of how isolated he was and stuff. And so the story in real life was disturbing, but the show really embellishes a lot of the stuff that he did and made it even worse. They just made it so much worse.
Oh man, that's wild. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta wrap this up. Maybe next week we could be back and I'll discuss it in full, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dive.
Yeah, definitely. In the newest news, man, Tim Westwood, famous DJ from UK, BBC Radio 1, has now been, I think at this point, we're up to 15 different offenses, all related to, sexual assault and, things of that nature. Some of these are stemming back from 1983.
Jesus.
That's older than me. You got assault charges from before I was born?
Yeah, that's older than me.
That's crazy. It don't look good for him, but I feel like it's so, I don't know. Like, Pioneered is like the biggest DJ. Like, if you wanted to be one of them dudes overseas with the music, with the hip hop, there wasn't another outlet than Tim Westwood. And I'm talking about, back early 90s.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see. I don't really have too many details. Obviously, these are from like a multitude of different people. But from what other people are saying, there's not too many people running to stand by his side. Let's put it like that. Some people kind of speak about like, oh, yo, Tim Westwood, you know how he give it up. And I'm like, no, we didn't know how he gave it up.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's kind of insane, man. Crazy. I guess we're gonna keep our eye on that. Not really too much is developed other than kind of like the announcement, which was odd. While we were away, we did get the Diddy verdict. Gave him about 4 years and some change. You think that was a responsible, what was worthy of him being given?
Yeah, considering that whole case was confusing. Like, what was he even really, like, what did they actually prove that he did? You know what I mean?
He proved that he participated in, transactions, places where he didn't live. That's really all I kind of grasped from it is like, yo, we traveled and did this thing to where if we did it at home, we might have gotten an appearance ticket.
Yeah, no, I that case was a little convoluted to me. It wasn't as clear cut as when the feds bring a case, usually it's a little more clear cut. That one just didn't seem as clear cut to me as what the feds normally bring. So yeah, I thought that was more appropriate. I thought he was going to get hit with a little bit more time. Usually in the feds, you kind of get hit with that 10-year mark. I thought that was what he was going to get hit with. I think the 4 years is appropriate for what that case brought.
I think dealing with the feds, when you got so much money invested, because like you got to think about the amount of money that they put into this. Then with a crazy high profile case, they would look foolish if nothing stuck whatsoever. You know what I mean? So I think this is one of those scenarios where like, yo, we got to hit you with something, even though, even people writing the notes, Cassie writing her letter to the judge, it's like, that's still not what we're here for.
Yeah. Though
you can speak to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm kind of like swayed on some like, obviously dude's a monster and he don't need to be around. He don't need to be around women for a little bit. So maybe in his best place. But yeah, also,
I felt like they spent a lot of time trying to doing a character assassination attempt, but it was like all for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like what was like that kind of stuff didn't really speak to what the actual charges were and what really the sentencing was for. I think spoke to what really the charges were.
That's a fact. Dang, I think it's probably about time that we get to one of our favorite times of the show. You ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's not too lengthy here, right? For context, I'm a 19-year-old female, and the guy I like is also 19. Shout out to our listeners, all the college listeners. I I met him originally in my second year of high school, and we were in the same class. We became really good friends in that class. Never hang out outside of the class, though. After that school year ended, I never talked to him. Now, about 3 years later, I kind of always did have a crush on him back then, but I never told him, and I wasn't obvious about it or anything. You might have been obvious. I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I mean? Nobody thinks they're obvious. So now I decided to message him out of nowhere because I want to see if maybe we could talk again or be something more. I messaged him, hi, how are you? And about an hour later, he responded pretty confused. He said, hey, I'm good, what's up? And then I proceeded to explain to him that I wanted to catch up, and he took over 4 hours to respond with something really dry. I got the feeling that he didn't really want to talk, so I replied with something dry because I wanted to see if he would take the conversation further at that point. He didn't. He only hearted my message 10 hours later. Is this giving he hates me vibes? Should I try to text him again, or should I just leave it alone? Also, he does know what I look like and has my Insta.
Wait, did she texted him?
I think she said that she messaged him on social media. So, basically what we got, let's cut the fat off. Shorty, new dude from school a couple years back, right? Ain't spoke to him in about 3 years. She's like, yo, I always did think he was cute. Let me shoot my shot. And he's a little dry. He's a little dry with the responses.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this? What would you do in this predicament? Talk to me.
I feel like he's not interested in taking it further.
Okay. I feel like when messages go dry, it's like, all right, yo, I'm not about to try harder than you. I'm gonna just let this do what it do.
Yeah.
But also, she did say like he came off like a little confused. I don't think time really matters with like yo, he got back to me 10 hours later. He liked my thing 4 hours later. It's like, I don't think any of that is really of too much importance. You know what I mean? My man could have just been playing video games. You know what I mean? He could have just been chilling with his peoples. You know what I mean? Like, there's mad things where you could just be like, yo, especially it's like, yo, this isn't even somebody that I speak to every day. Like, I'm in no rush to get back to you.
Yeah, but if the conversation's dry.
I mean, I think shorty should just say, like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with just saying, like, yo, I think you cute, and I don't know why we ain't chill 3 years ago. Like, I don't know if you still in the area, if you went away to college or what, but, yo, we should get up sometime.
Well, how old are they?
They're 19.
Dang, they're mad young. I feel like at 19, you don't really be shooting your shot that direct. When you're older, you start to get that direct.
Yeah, I feel like at that age, unless you brave enough to really be shooting your shot at like for real who you want, you kind of just kick it with who likes you.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing either.
Yeah, like
I think then at that point, what she need to do is make it be known that, yo, I'm feeling you. I kind of like you. Yo, you know what I mean? Because what's going to happen? He going to say no, and you right back where you are right now because you're already not chilling with him.
Because I feel like when you get older, you just be like, yo, you just get tired. So you just be like, yo, we doing this or not? And you don't even be offended when people be like, nah. You know what I mean? But like when you're young, you're like, you try to be cute. You're like, yo, I kind of like you. Like, I got to play the game and feel it out. Like, you know what I mean? At that age. Like, just tell the man.
Yeah, at an older age, you already know, like, yo, this is what I'm not dealing with. So what's going on?
Yeah. I feel like at 19, it's a little bit different.
It definitely is. It definitely is. You want to take us on out of here?
No, not really.
Nah, listen, you know what it is. It's been another Monday night. It's your boy Rapz. All right. Erin is under the weather, but she here with me. Okay. And you know what's going on. 91.3 FM, WVKR, Poughkeepsie Independent Radio, and we out just like that.